Oh, y'all, all I can say is thank God we finally got this internet thing fixed out. We thought it was the tower being worked on, then found out I needed a whole new modem. So, finally got that in the mail, got us all hooked up. So, we have finally gotten to this video that seems to be taking a while. Apologize for that. But we have had so much going on. We have had stuff coming in from the garden, putting into the pantry, and some issues with the farm animals that we will talk about, but we're trying to take care of it. And we've had some cooking going on at Mel's Diner, and it hadn't been. Kiss my grits. Grits was yesterday. I cooked some grits yesterday. I may have to cook some grits sometime for y'all. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. So let's go get on inside and see what happens. Okay, while my jelly, my fig preserves are cooking over here, I'm going to use those empty jars that were in there. We are getting ready to make jalapeno jelly. Not my cup of tea, but some people in my family like it. So I've got my ball book cannon book, and we're going to look at this. We need about 3/4 of a pound jalapenos, 2 cups apple cider vinegar, 6 cups of sugar, 2 3-ounce pouches of ball liquid pectin, and I am not doing any food coloring. So you're going to wash your peppers, get the seeds and stems off. You're going to puree that in a blender with 1 cup of cider. Then take that puree, add another cup of cider vinegar. And then the sugar. Put it in a saucepan. Bring it to a boil over medium heat. Stir until the sugar dissolves. Boil about 10 minutes, stirring constantly. Then add your pectin. Bring to a rolling boil that cannot be stirred down. Boil hard for 1 minute, and then remove it from the heat. Skim off foam if you need to. Then put it in our jars and do like we just did our other jelly, leaving that 1/4 of an inch head space, and process that also for 10 minutes. Okay, looks like we have some fence mending to do. There are chickens running amok in my yard. I mean, seriously, there's just as many out as in. All right, let's let them back in. This right here. They're busting through. Busting through. It's probably also how the possum got in here. And I won't say who, but somebody shut the chickens up in the coop one night, did not realize the possum was in there with them. So the next morning, he was still eating supper for breakfast. I've tried to remedy it with zip ties, but it ain't working. So don't buy this stuff for chickens. I think my farm dog Ginger busts through it too, because she loves the chickens. She licks on them all the time. So we're just going to have to do something different. Don't know how long it'll take me, but we got to keep them inside because it's about time for fall garden. So we got these silky mutants. How do you know if they're girls or boys? There's one. And I don't know if you can see her. There's the daddy, Mr. Bojangles. There they are. I mean, how do you tell if they're girls or boys? They all got bouffant hairdos. I'm thinking neck feathers. That's all I'm looking for. That one might be a boy. And the other one might be a girl. We'll see. We'll see. Bless Miss Sunny's heart. When we took the eggs off the other day, when she went to eat, she still got back up in there because there's actually a golf ball in there to help them know to come to this nest. And she's sitting on a golf ball. Okay, so we're doing cabbage roll stew tonight. I'm going to make some garlic biscuits to go with it. And this is just a recipe that I've kind of come up with after looking at several different ones. So this is what I'll be working with. So I've got my ground beef browning. I'll add my onions soon. And then I'm not using my beef broth. I am going to use this chicken broth. The bone broth that I made the other day in my crock pot. So I'm just going to use that up. It'll still be good. And then I'll add pretty much everything else. My tomatoes, my cabbage, my garlic. This says tomato sauce, but I have a can of, I have this dry mix that I'm going to add and probably add, it's almost a third of a cup. I'm going to add 2 more thirds of a cup of extra water to that, because that's just what I have. It's organic, that's why I got it. And I'm going to add this, a can of diced tomatoes, and the Worcestershire, whatever you want to call that, that's what I call it. So I'm going to add that in there, and then I've got my carrots done. Now, a little trick that you could do, instead of cutting you up a head of cabbage and grating up some carrots, is to buy one of those slaw bags at the grocery store. You know, it's got the cabbage and the carrots already in it. So, there you go. Okay, so now we're going to make our biscuits. This is a recipe that I got off of YouTube, Appalachia's Homestead with Patera. This is actually her brown sugar biscuit recipe, and it is really, really good. I've made that before too. But I also use this as just a regular biscuit recipe, and I just don't put the brown sugar in there. But when I make biscuits, I always do like Mom and Daddy did. I use dry milk, and then I just add water to it. And I'm not using a pastry blender to do my butter. I am going to melt it in the microwave first. And I'm making a batch and a half. That's why there's a stick and a half of butter in there. And then I do not roll them out like Mom or Daddy or Grandma did. I do spoon. I do the spoon, drop them in there. I'm fixing to heat this pan up, melt this oil before I put my biscuits in there. And it's going to be so good. Oh, and then I'm going to add some garlic. I'm just going to, you know, eyeball it, put some garlic in there, make them garlic biscuits. So there we go.
Ba ba da ba 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 ba.
As I sit here admiring this hot, humid weather out here, I have come to a conclusion that I am Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. Because I wonder so much. I wonder a lot here lately. I wonder about, what am I going to cook for supper? I wonder if the clothes in the washing machine are starting to stink or not, or if they're going to be okay and I can just dry them. I wonder about my husband, my children, you know, are they happy? Are we good? You know, I wonder about the state of our country, you know, COVID, food shortages, all of that stuff that's out there that you could truly wonder about. But you have to be careful with it. You can't wonder too much because you get into worry. But there is hope. In Philippians 4, verse 6, it says, don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for what He has done. Then you will experience God's peace. Staying focused on God. He's the only thing truly good. He's the winner of everything. He's got hope, the help, everything that we need. And in the end, it's Him. So, focusing on Him. And it goes on to verse 8, and it says one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. And keep putting into practice all that you have learned and received from me. There is so much goodness right there. Because when you start to dwell too much in the negativity and what's wrong, your feelings will go with it. And then you'll respond in the wrong way. You know, it is so easy to get caught up in your emotions and just like, the prince is marrying the sea witch in disguise. Why don't you get it? You know, that kind of thing. But then, does that really help? Strangling somebody, wanting to hit them with a frying pan or, you know, knock sense into them? No, it doesn't. We get caught up in our emotions and our frustration with the situation, and we're not wrestling with the flesh and the blood, like the Bible says. We are really wrestling with the enemy and his lies and his deception. So God needs for us to pray for those people, focus on Him, His goodness, the power of prayer, the power of His godliness, what He is doing in the earth, and not so much what the enemy is doing in the earth. Focus, keep our focus on where it should be. And then that is where our heart will be too.